Sure, the food is hot, but really, what is there to kefir about it? And welcome back to Cliffieland. This is weekend country number 93 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every single country in the world. And tonight we're up to the nation of Laos. Laos, located in Southeast Asia on the Indochine Peninsula, is surrounded by the nations of Cambodia, Vietnam, and Thailand. And its food is the Lao cuisine, which actually extends far beyond the borders of the political nation into Cambodia and northern Thailand. In fact, in northern Thailand it's known as Lana Thai cuisine, which is pretty much the same thing with some key differences and their political reasons for that we're not getting into. Lao cuisine is very spicy and is punctuated by certain things like galangal, lemongrass, and kaffir lime leaves. It is really known for being balanced between flavors of salty, sweet, sour, bitter, and umami, and we're going to see that in tonight's dish. Now, a couple of the dishes that make Lao cuisine so delicious are sticky rice, which is sort of like the way pap is used in parts of Africa, in that it is very solid. You use it with your hands and can use it as an implement to soak things up. And then there's lap, which is a marinated minced meat dish, often made with either pork or chicken or fish. Tonight we're making it with pork. But before we go any further, we have to see how things went when we tried this last time around. Well, 4 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, I had the benefit of being able to cook over 2 nights, and for the first night, I wanted to do something that looked at the French tradition, since it was a former French colony, and in the capital city, you will find things like baguettes and things to that effect. So I decided to do a banh mi sandwich Laotian style with grilled chicken, and it came out really well in that the grilled chicken was good, the vegetables were good, the baguettes were good, and the hot chili sauce I made twice as much as I should have, put twice as much as I should have on the sandwiches, which resulted in one of the most ridiculous moments in the entire Global Cooking Challenge. On the second night, I made that sticky rice, which was good. It was basic starch, so there wasn't a whole lot to say about it. And then I also made a green papaya salad and served that along with a fish lap. Both are really good, although I was kind of disappointed I couldn't find the one particular fish sauce that I needed for that. It's a Laotian fish sauce, which is sort of like Thai fish sauce, only thicker, and it's called padek. Now, I went looking for it this time, and believe it or not, I couldn't find it anywhere online. I did find recipes for it, which were all well and good, except it required a lot of fish, a lot of salt, and anywhere between 6 months to a year of fermentation time, something we really don't have, especially when I only needed about 2 tablespoons of it. So this time I decided to go with a different recipe for the lap. In this case, we're making a minced pork salad, so it's sort of like a lap. Doesn't have the lettuce cups that you normally get in restaurants, at least around here, and it has a couple optional ingredients we'll be talking about in just a second. But first we have to see what goes into that dish. For our minced pork salad, we'll need 1 pound of pork tenderloin cut into 1/4 inch cubes, a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of long grain rice. Here we're using Laotian glutinous rice, a 1/4 cup of thinly sliced scallions, a 1/4 cup of finely chopped cilantro, a 1/4 cup of finely chopped mint leaves, 3 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons of peeled finely chopped fresh galangal, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped shallots, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped kaffir lime leaves, 3 red Thai chilies stemmed and thinly sliced crosswise, 1 stalk of lemongrass, tough outer layers discarded, tender interior halved lengthwise and thinly sliced. Optionally, 2 round Thai eggplants quartered. Optionally, 1 cucumber peeled and sliced on the diagonal into 1/4 inch slices. Optionally, 1 bitter melon peeled, seeded, and sliced on the diagonal into 1/4 inch slices. And optionally, 1/4 of a head of green cabbage cut into wedges. That one we're not using. As you saw, there are a couple optional ingredients in there, which are optional, but if you have the opportunity, please do so. Of course, you will need to be someplace where you have access to fresh Asian produce, because otherwise you won't be able to find that bitter melon, which really lives up to its name, or that Thai eggplant, which is about the size of a ping pong ball and really specific. Very delicious item, but you need to get it fresh. And lastly, the kaffir lime leaves. Kaffir lime leaves have been a problem for me every single time I try to cook anything from Southeast Asia. Most of the Asian markets in my area don't have it. Some kind of have a baggie sitting somewhere. Since I've always had a problem with it, this time I wound up buying an entire tree that I have outside so I can harvest the leaves. Not everyone can access that, but it really is a key ingredient to cooking food from this area. That being said, we need to start cooking.
First, place the pork in a food processor and pulse until coarsely chopped, about 10 times. Transfer the pork to a 12-inch non-stick skillet and set it over medium heat. Sprinkle with salt and cook, stirring constantly and breaking up the pork with a wooden spoon until just cooked through, about 3 minutes. Set aside and let cool briefly. Meanwhile, put the rice into a 6-inch cast iron or non-stick skillet over medium heat and cook, swirling the skillet constantly to prevent burning until the rice is the color of caramel and smoking about 3 to 5 minutes. Transfer to a spice grinder and pulse into a fine powder. Then into a bowl, place the pork, rice powder, scallions, cilantro, mint, fish sauce, galangal, lime juice, shallots, kaffir lime leaves, chilies, and lemongrass, and mix thoroughly. Scoop into plates. If using, plate the round Thai eggplant quarters alongside. If using, place the cucumber slices alongside. If using, place the bitter melon slices alongside. And lastly, if using, plate the cabbage alongside. And enjoy.
How did that all turn out? Well, first off, let me tell you, it is very quick to make, but it takes forever to prep, so factor that time in. But it was delicious. It was, again, perfectly balanced. The salty and sour from the minced meat in terms of the lime and the fish sauce had a nice balance with the sweetness of the cucumber, the bitterness from the bitter melon, and the umami from the eggplant. It was really delicious. I liked it so much. I went back for seconds. I could have finished off the whole thing. So the minced pork salad from Laos gets a 5 out of 5 globes from me. A really delicious dish. I only wish I would have been able to make that sticky rice with it too. I planned on doing it, but I had totally forgotten I had to soak the rice overnight. So maybe we'll get back to that banh mi and the sticky rice eventually, off camera or in some other context. But that does it for Laos. Tune in next time when we head back to Europe for another attempt at redemption to have the food of Latvia. See you then. And remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen every Tuesday night, be sure to follow us on Periscope or Facebook Live. Like and subscribe to be advised when these videos are posted. Remember, links to the original recipes can always be found in the About section. And if you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food that we're cooking, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching and happy eating!